Good evening, everybody. This is Sepp here. I'm looking forward to sharing with you tonight. So if we just give it another minute and then we'll get straight into it. So just hang in there and we'll start right on 7:30. Be with you in a sec. Well, good evening, everybody. It's Wednesday night. This is the Wednesday night for 7:30 Queensland time. And Wednesday night, it's Expert in the House tonight, where we share the ASEA opportunity, the ASEA story. I'm going to just remove my my picture here just so it has better reception for where I live. So I'm still here and you'll hear my voice. Alrighty. Tonight is a very, very special opportunity for me because I get a chance to share with you and the world a very important story that the world really needs to hear about. And it's such a powerful story because it's never been told before. And what's important about it is that this story is literally impacting and changing people's lives all around the world in 32 countries, and hundreds of thousands of people's lives have been impacted by this story. And I think a great place for me to start is starting from my own story. And I guess the question is, somebody invited you here tonight, and I just want to acknowledge you for coming along and taking some time to have a look at this presentation and see if there's some information here that could impact the reason why you're here today. You may have a friend or a family or yourself that's got a health challenge. You may have somebody who they just want to just be fit and healthy and have more energy and activity. There's lots of different reasons, and I'm sure the person who invited you tonight would have touched on any one of these reasons. And tonight, I'd like to share with you how my life has been profoundly changed and how this could impact somebody that you care about and love dearly. So here's our story. My background, it's an interesting background. I've been a builder, as in construction, so I would design and hand build homes. Been in that industry for over 37 years. I've also been very, very passionate about health and wellness, and I've really been living that my whole life. Although, as much as I love the building industry with a passion, we were very passionate about doing eco-sustainable design homes, energy efficiency, all that sort of thing. So we would design and hand build eco homes. We got to a point in our career where we were in the top 8 of Australia with our company. And we really loved what we were doing and creating a beautiful environment and a home for families to live in. The big challenge is, and this is where the story gets interesting, is that I had an accident, a surfing accident, over 13 years ago now, and I went headfirst into a sandbar, and I broke my neck and my C6 area, and I was very, very lucky I didn't end up in a wheelchair. However, that being the case, I was in pure agony for all of those years, for 13 years. And, you know, working really long hours, I would work 60 to 80 hours a week with this challenge that I was dealing with. And I would hide or mask it as best I could. My sunglasses that you have to give up building. And at this point, I really couldn't surf anymore. It had been about 10 years since I've surfed. So I'm also a surfer. I come from that background. I grew up on the beach, big family of 10 kids in 11 years, beautiful family, beautiful life, and followed the footsteps of my dad being a builder. But I got to that point where I started to get very, very nervous and very scared for many different reasons. One, my passion, which is physically building homes, was now at a point, well, I can't do that anymore. And I needed to be on the tools. I wanted to be with the team, working hands-on and co-creating and building. And not only that, the threat of losing an income was very real and imminent. And I needed, secretly, I was looking for a solution. As you can see, you know, there's my wife Jeska and I. If you're having a look, this is photos going back then, and you'll see some transformations through these couple of photos. It was really tough, and you can see here we are picking up award for #1 in Australia. In Western Australia, but that also topped us into the top 8 of Australia for energy efficiency. But have a close look in our eyes and in our face and in our body. There's a smile there, but you know, there's a lot more going on, as you probably can feel by looking at that photo. Thankfully, we transitioned. We moved back to Noosa, and we were relocating our business. And we were looking. I was still looking for something that I needed to be able to do. And what happened was a dear friend of mine of going back 20 years, trust with all my heart, and her name's Melissa. She reached out and told me about this breakthrough, and I trusted her completely, and I also trust my own intuition. So what happened was I looked at some information, and it set me up on a journey for where I am today, and I'm so grateful for that. And this is really where it's ended up. So over a period of time, you can see that you know, we're now 4.5 years into building our SEA business full time, and our lives have changed completely. The challenge that I had with my neck is completely gone within 6 months of this breakthrough, and now Jeska and I, we get to travel the world sharing the ASEA story with people, and we love it with a passion. So it's really changed to a laptop and a phone lifestyle. So it's very exciting. Okay, sorry everybody. I've apparently you can't see my screen. So just bear with me. I'm really sorry about that. I thought it was working. If somebody could just give me a heads up and just let me know if they can see that now, please. If somebody could, no screen. Okay, I'm really sorry. Just give me another second and I'll have another go. Sorry about that. Here I am. Is that working now? If someone can just please send me a message, just give me a heads up. Okay. No, just my photo. Okay, I'm really sorry. Can you? Still not showing. Okay, I'll go again. So my apologies, everyone. There's a technical problem, and guess what? That's life, and it happens. And I'm really sorry about that. So I'll see if I can get it going again. Okay, is there? I'm sharing the screen again now. So just looking for a response. Okay, I'm just going to hold for a second. Apologies again, everyone, and just till I get a reply that you can see my screen. It's all good now. So now it's good. So thank you for everyone reaching out to me. Again, I apologise. I'm going to quickly go back to the start, just from the pictures, and I'll move through it a lot quicker. So I'm not holding people up. thank you very much for helping me out. You see a story. I think I'm not going to recap on that, but you've heard that already. So yes, there was a big transition. Beautiful friend of mine reached out to me at a very delicate time in my life, wondering what's next, where to. And then, of course, the seer came into my life, and it came into my life in a really big way, which now, for Jeske and I, our lives have changed forever. And I'm eternally grateful to a seer and to Melissa. Okay, back to where we were. I'm hoping that's all good now, so I'll just double check. Yes, we are all learning. Thank you. Okay, keeping things going. Alrighty, so moving right along. As you can see, the lifestyle is pretty extraordinary. I never dreamt in a million years that I'd be able to do this and have the freedom to meet new friends, make new friends, and travel the world. And more importantly, it's all paid for. So it's quite a great concept. And here's Jeske and I, we get to present on stage. In the past, I was away for, 12, 14 hours a day. I never got to see Jeske through the day. She was in the office doing all the things there. And as you're seeing with these photographs, we're literally hanging out together every single day. And it's the best experience we could ever dream of. We're so grateful. As you can see there's a photo with the founder, Vertus Norton. I just want to draw your attention to this photo. I think it's an important photo, and it is a couple of years ago, so hopefully I'm looking a little bit even better than now. Have a look at the photos on the left where I'm picking up a major award, a major building award. There's a smile there, and you can see the energy there, and then look at Jeske and I together. Seriously, that's how we live our life. So it's extraordinary. So we now have asset income, which means we get paid every single week. We don't have any staff. We don't have any stress. We don't have any overheads. And it's an absolute game changer. So is it worth it? Absolutely. So let's have a look at the full story now. Here we are. You're seeing two extraordinary human beings. It's a father and son, Vertus and Tyler. Tyler introduced his dad to this company. It was a biotech company that was doing a lot of research for about 16 or 17 years in the biotech space in redox signaling molecules. And long story short, Vertus was heading up he was the chief of strategy for Kraft Food. It was a multi-billion-dollar company, and he was at a point of retirement. And he was asked to sit on this board to really help this company out from a point of, financial, because they were scientists and they needed a bit of extra help from, people who had this capacity to do that. Now, Vertus is an extraordinary visionary, and he's also an extremely intelligent man. He saw this, and he started doing his own research in his role and responsibility. And long story short, he acquired the technology and knew what they had their hands on and wanted to get it out to the world. And what ended up happening was they thought that the next step would be to, sell it to a pharmaceutical company so that the whole world could find out about it. Well, the interesting thing was the pharmaceutical company had a pretty heavy condition in the sale, and that condition was that all of the people who were using this product could no longer have access to it and pretty much going to shut it down. And Vertus, in his heart and in his vision, he knew that this was not how he wanted it to go. So they ushered him out of the building. They said no to the big pharmaceutical company. They said no to the huge payout. And they said, look, we need to get this to the people. And it took them a month to find out a strategy on how they're going to do that. And they chose the professional business of network marketing. So this conversation is happening today because of their integrity. The ASEA's mission is to better people's lives and be a force for good in the world. It's a very simple mission, but when you start listening to, hearing, and the stories of people's lives that have been impacted by the ASEA story, it's heartwarming. It'll bring tears to your eyes when you hear the stories of people's lives that have been changed. So what I'd like to do is give you an overview. First of all, I think it's really important from an integrity place and a place of having this conversation with you is that I think it's good that you actually have an upfront of, let's have a look at the company itself and the opportunities. So we'll put it all into one package, and then we'll move and transition into the product, and then we'll have a look at how very quickly how the business works. So the company, yes, is it a company that you can trust? Absolutely. And let's have a look at that. The company, ASEA, now is in 31 markets around the world. The numbers are probably a little bit more now because we're really moving along, and we've just opened up 5 Asian markets, which is really exciting. Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Thailand, and the Philippines will be happening later this year, as well as Australia, New Zealand, Europe, Mexico, going to South America, Canada, and the United States. This here is the place that, what I really love about the corporate company is they call this our home. And this is a home that belongs to all of the associates around the world. And in their words and in the way they see it, we built this together. And what I love about it is they own the building, they own the land it sits on, and this is corporate headquarters or global headquarters for ASEA in Salt Lake City. It's an absolutely beautiful building. We've been there at the grand opening, and it's just such, when you're talking about a company that's got done all the groundwork, this is it. It's set up, and it's set up and here to grow. It's absolutely well established. It's profitable. It's financially very healthy. No long-term debt. It was debt-free within the first 7 months every year and growing. The IT and the financial payment systems, they're scalable for growth and expansion. So the supply chain, let's have a look at that so we understand what's going on here. I'm not going to go into all the stats because I lost a bit of time with my technical challenge earlier. But what I want to show you here is the company and... sorry, I missed something there. My apologies. The building and the infrastructure, it's for some reason the picture isn't showing there, but it's the manufacturing production facility, which is just down the road from global headquarters. And ASEA also owns that building. It is the only place in the world that they make and will be making these redox signaling molecules. Again, it's for keeping it all in one place. And this is very scalable for massive growth. So even though the building is built, the capacity, they're only operating at 25% of the capacity that they've already built in place, ready for this expansion. So what's the story here? And the story about ASEA is really about having complete cellular health. And let's have a look at that. We're going to break this down into what are the breakthrough technologies and where is it applied into our daily life. So we're talking about cellular health from the inside and from a cellular health from the outside in. So here we are. This is the redox signaling molecules. These are the only 3 technologies or products that have the redox signaling molecules in them. The bottle there is the redox drink. The tube in the middle is the Renew Advance, which is redox signaling molecules. It's much more concentrated because it's topical. And then on the far right is the little blue tube of the redox serum, which is even more concentrated again of redox signaling molecules. And we'll talk about that. So ASEA has funded millions of dollars in research. And I want to be really clear about this. When you have these companies that you're looking at on the screen here, these are third-party scientific laboratories, and their findings make the results irrefutable. And when I mean irrefutable, it means whether you believe it or not or know it or not, the findings are scientifically validated and backed up through these particular companies. And they're extraordinary in what they do outside of ASEA for companies who want to get validation or credibility about their product. ASEA stands alone as the only company on planet Earth that has redox signaling molecules, and BioAgilytix is the company that certifies that. I'm not going to go into all the other companies. The person who shared this with you, they can touch base with you and show you where to find this information. But again, these are third-party scientific laboratories that have been in place to support the validation of this technology. So what have we learned about redox signaling molecules? Let's have a look at it. Well, what is it? It's cell signaling. Let's keep it really simple. And I'm not a scientist, I'm actually a surfer and I'm a builder. Yes, I'm passionate about health and well-being. But seriously, when I first heard this, what is it? It's cell signaling. It means that what's in that bottle and what's in those two tubes is redox signaling molecules that communicate to each and every cell of our body. What do they do? Function and efficiency. And more importantly, they turn on genetic activity in our cells and a lot more. So you can find all this information through the Tourette studies. It was a double-blind study that was done. It was released just over a year ago, and they're seeing genetic activity in digestive health, people with inflammation challenges, hormone challenges, cardiovascular, which is obviously our blood, our veins, all that sort of thing, and the immune system. And I think when we think about that, every single one of us on this planet knows somebody who's got one or more of these challenges that they're dealing with, and it's not looking good. So this now is a study that's turning on the genetic activity by up to 31%. That's a big number, and when you understand the full picture and you read the report, it's pretty mind-blowing. Not only that, these products here, the redox signaling molecules, they empower athletes. So it's not just for sick people. It's for the elite athletes all the way down to grandma at home who would like a little bit more energy to get out of bed and just get about her day, get about the home, so that she could do that with ease and comfort. And so this product is working right across the board. It doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your background, it doesn't matter what your story is. These redox signaling molecules are going to empower your cells to fuel your cells for more energy and efficiency. Not only that, these redox signaling molecules, they communicate in and between and around all of our cells on our skin. And that's really exciting because the skin is the biggest organ of the body, and a lot of things that could be happening inside the body, in particular the gut, somewhere along the line, if that's not healthy or happy, it's going to be expressed in the skin. And we probably see people with skin challenges every single day. So again, we've got a redox skincare program, world's only, that's going to help with those skin challenges. And how's that? Here's a picture of my beautiful wife, Yeska. This is before and after. I took that photo myself with an iPhone, so no fancy filters, and I'm flat out even working out how to use my phone, as you can see, working out a computer. But Yeska's story was slightly different to mine. She was a little bit skeptical at first, and it took her for a little while to get her head around this, and that's okay, and I respected that. But what really got things continuing, moving forward, was when I first started, you know, I spoke to lots and lots of people, and we started off with ourselves first. We were told to take before and after photographs. And as you can see, this is just 21 days of the Renew 28. Back in those days, 4.5 years ago, we did not have the Redox drink or the Redox Renew Advanced Skincare program. We just had the Renew 28. And as you can see, her complexion, her even her life force, her energy, you know, the color in her skin, you could see there was a lot more circulation, a lot more things going on there. And that was within 3 weeks. So what are the experts saying? When I first heard this lady on the left, Anne-Louise Gittleman, speak, and they introduced her, I was in the United States, and this lady, when they mentioned her name, people went crazy. Like, I didn't know who she was. After she finished speaking and I started to hear about her background, she's had over 30 years of in this health, especially in nutrition. And I tell you, if you get a chance to listen to her, ask the person who invited you. Absolutely phenomenal lady. And she says, ASEA, in my humble estimation, is the greatest advancement in lifestyle medicine, which harnesses the power of your own body to keep you well. That's Anne-Louise Gittleman. She's the first lady in nutrition. She's published over 30 books in those years. And I understand she's rewriting most of her books to integrate the redox story into them because of now what she understands has been done. The gentleman on the right here, he's an extraordinary human being. His name is Dr. Gary Samuelson. Again, he's another visionary, and he was the man responsible for stabilizing these molecules. So thankfully to him, we have this as a product that can be shared to the world. And he says this technology has the potential to spearhead the greatest advances in health we've ever seen. Very exciting. There's hundreds of medical professionals. There's thousands and thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people's lives have been impacted with the ASEA Redox. And it's truly one of the most significant health science breakthroughs of our lifetime. Again, we're just looking at, I know most of these people here, and when you get to meet them firsthand, you look them in the eyes and you ask them their story. You definitely, I'm a grown man, but I definitely had to have a box of tissues because I tell you what, their stories profoundly moved me and changed me as a human being forever. So I want to be really clear here. ASEA does not, we don't make any medical claims whatsoever. So ASEA and the Renew 28 are not intended to prevent, diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or medical condition. What these redox signaling molecules do is that they empower the cells to repair and heal ourselves like we were designed to do in the first place. So there's a testimony I've shared with you earlier, absolutely life-changing. So from 13 years of pure agony, I probably invested over $100,000 in that period of time with zero results. And 6 months on all of the product, I had 100% recovery, and that was just over 3 years ago. It's been life-changing, and I'm looking and feeling like I'm 25, 27, and I'm very close to getting back on the surfboard and surfing again. So yeah, talk about super excited. That's my story. I wanted to keep it short. So let's have a look at the power of the redox technology. First of all, as I mentioned earlier, it's very unique. Why? Because no one else has it. We have the global patent. It's globally protected. It's cutting edge, which means this science is so far advanced that it's said to be 15 to 20 years ahead of anything else in the world when we're talking about this biotech space. It's very exclusive, as I mentioned. It's completely patented, so no one else can copycat this. It has a very, very high impact on all fronts. The product is, it's completely irrefutable science backed. So if anybody would like to have that information, the person who's invited you can definitely show you that. And it's a very, very, very simple message, which I love. And it's cellular health from the outside, from the inside out. And now the story's just even gone to another level. ASEA has now introduced the nutritional side for a cellular health. We're talking now the total cellular health package. So when we're having a look at this, our cells need the messengers. So if we're looking at the carpenter up on the roof there, I'm probably the right man to talk about this one. They're the people, they're the architects, the engineers, the carpenters, the plumbers. If we're comparing what redox molecules are, they're the ones who are actually doing the labor. They're doing the work. They're doing the communication. They're running up and down. And the nutrition, what you're looking at on the right, is all the materials. So that's the big pile of timber you can see there. And our cells need the material for our cells to be totally healthy. So when you combine what we have here, we're looking at total cellular health. So this is really what I just mentioned here. It's interesting. There's a lot of companies out there that have great nutritional products. It's a $200 billion plus industry out there. But what's interesting is there's only one company on planet Earth that has total cellular health with redox and what we have here with the ASEA vitamins. I'm not going to go heavy into them. I'll keep moving on because of time. But what we're looking at here is an organic superfood, whole food that is absolutely amazing. Biome, which is for the gut. Life Max is extraordinary for people who are noticing energy within half an hour. We're talking about helping nerve damage, all that sort of thing. And these are, what I love about these, they're scientifically formulated with zero synthetics, which means they're bioavailable into the body. So they have a lot of very high integrity with the way they put these together and very high quality. So moving right along, and what I love about it, it's just common sense. You take those three things and they're pretty much covering with the redox all the things we need for our health. I'm going to keep this firing along. So now we've just had a look at the ASEA health from the inside and from the outside in. So inside out, outside in. Testimonies, I'll move on from that. And so combined, when we wrap them two together, it's pretty exciting. We've now got the redox ASEA via the complete cellular health from the inside out, and it stands alone. So we've got the full package and no one else on the planet can actually own this space. We have it, we own it. No one will be anywhere near us because we've got the communication with the redox and these now for the feeding the cells. Moving right along, I'm going to move through this a bit quickly now. I'm just mindful of the time. I lost a bit earlier, so I'll keep it going. I think it's important now that for people who would like to have their product paid for, or people who would like to maybe do this part-time, overtime, so that they could, help contribute to either paying the mortgage, an extra bit of income to, it doesn't matter which arena you want to go into. I think it's important that we just give you a little snapshot of what's possible. And at the end of the day, there's no obligation whatsoever for anyone who's got their hands on these products to be involved with the business. That's just here. And I just wanted to give you a brief overview. So yes, I'm not going to go into this, but there is an immediate income for people who want to get involved so they can get their products paid for. And it goes all the way to unlimited income, six-figure income and way beyond. This, I do want to share this one. I think it's very important. This is a 2019 income disclosure in Aussie dollars. I'm not going to worry about the ranks and the colors on the left-hand side. That's just different markers as we're growing our business. But more importantly, I think if we have a look at the monthly average, because I'm being conservative, and these are actual real dollars earned in Australian dollars. If you look at the average there and make a mental note or a mental picture of a number there that could make an impact in your family's life, put a mental circle around that, write that number down and get back to the person who's sharing this with you. Even at an average of $397 average monthly, that's going to pay for a big chunk of your product, and we can show you how to do that. So moving right along, the timing, I think the timing is really important to touch on. Every single one of us on this call, and I think every person on this planet knows somebody who's doing it really tough, both from a health perspective. And I think if we're really honest, every one of us knows somebody who's going through a health challenge. And also, I truly believe that a lot of those health challenges are also coming from the instability of people's jobs, their incomes, and that's making a big impact. So the timing of this, where we've got a story and an opportunity where people's health can be impacted in a very positive way, but also financially, that's exciting. The growth curve, I'm not going to go into the numbers here, but as you can see, this is the growth of the company, and it's growing, and it's starting to become exponential every year. You can see what's happening up until 2018. We're on a trajectory because we're hitting our momentum phase where it's growing very fast now. We're coming into the 10-year mark, and the company has done all the groundwork setting up the infrastructure, and now they're in for massive expansion globally. So again, we're post startup, we're in pre-momentum, and momentum has started. It's a very exciting stage for any company to be like that. So let's put all that together, and that's the SEER opportunity. So where to? So what are we looking at here? We're looking at a very different sustainable advantage. And summing this up now, I guess, where do you see yourself? Why did you come here today? Is there something here that you'd like to know? Well, where do I get started? Well, you could start off with being a customer. You could start using the product. That's step one. What you're looking at there is a box of the ASEA Redox drink and 2 tubes of Renew 28. To start off with your health or your family or somebody that you dearly love or care about. If you wanted to generate a little bit more income, there is a potential here for you with that. And, if you're an entrepreneur or you're a bit of a mover and shaker and you love being part of a team and want to be a part of a movement where collectively we're making a huge difference to people around the world, there is definitely unlimited income what's possible. So just to give you a little bit of a heads up here, if you want to become a member and set up a wholesale account, it costs you $60. You can also be a preferred customer. That's an option as well, but I won't go into that for now. $60 gives you access to the product. You can get some great bonus packs. The person who invited you could show you the different choices of what's possible. We have a loyalty rewards program where when you're on auto ship, you can have your products accumulating points where you can get free product, which is really great as well. So in closing, I really want to wrap it up with this amazing man, Vertus Norton, the founder, the original founder of ASEA. And he said it up on stage, and I think it's a really good point to end this presentation on. We are all at the start of something with great purpose, and right now is the moment we can begin influencing the future. We can change the world. And, I really love that statement because one man's vision, where he said no to the big pharmaceutical company and said yes to the people. And he knew in his heart that the world needed to have access to this technology and this product. The great thing is we have it. This story is now out there and it's in 32 countries and it's legal in 32 countries. It's viable and people's lives are changed every day. So, if something here got your interest or you would like to know more, again, this was just a snapshot, just to sort of give you an overview of what we got our hands on. And I'm really grateful that you've taken some time out tonight to be with me. And please get back to the person who invited you. If you've got any questions there, get them answered, and that'd be great. I've just got a question here. It's all good. So I'm going to stop the recording. So just give me 1 second. Stop recording.